Hello and welcome to another Adalo tutorial video. So today I'm going to be going over the database, and I'm just going to show you a little bit about how it works, how it functions, what is available in there when using it, and just give me a high-level view of how it works. So if you navigate over to the database tab on the left-hand panel over here, you'll see anytime you create a new app, you'll always have the users collection already created. In this, you do want to make sure you do not ever delete this one. It's preset by Adalo when the app's created, so you can't recreate it. So just a quick tip to let you know that. And so basically in Adalo, they have all of their data separated in collections. So collections are like the folders that different types of data are kept in. So as you see, you have users here, and you can add a new collection here. When you hit the drop-down arrow, you'll be able to see all of the different type of property types. So basically, a collection is made up of different properties, and the properties are just like the fields that make up that collection. So you'll have a full name, username, password, and email. That's what makes up a user. And then what make the properties is a record. So a record is the actual item that is in your collection. So when you have users, you'll have, this is 0 records right now, but if I add a user, then I'll have 1 record, which is 1 user. So that's how that's broken down. It's broken down to collections, then properties, and then records. So, so to create a new collection, we would go to Add Collection here. And when we create this new collection, we can call it, just call it a restaurant. Never spelled the word restaurant. Yeah, so now we got a restaurant created there, and by default it has one text field called name. And then when you hit add property, it's going to bring up a bunch of different properties. So you have a text, a number, a true false, which is like a Boolean field, a date and time, or just date without time, an image field, a file field, and location. And we also have the option for relationships, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. So if I have a restaurant, I have the first one here, and you want to be very specific on what you name each property. This way, it's for you to be able to go back in and remember exactly what things are. And also, if you have someone else working with you, then they'll be able to hop into your database and not get confused on what each property is. So we're going to name this the store name, or the restaurant name, whichever one you want to use. And then we'll have, let's say we want the address, so we can choose location down here. And as you can see, you will have to add a Google API key to add a location. So we're just going to call this address and then hit save. So we have a store name, and then we have an address, and maybe we want to add a phone number. We can choose number or text, depending on how you want it to be displayed. For phone numbers, I normally use text, so I can do phone number, and then maybe we want to display how many employees they have or something. So we have the number field here, and we can say number of employees. Save that there. So now we have 4 different properties. You have the store name, address, phone number, and number of employees. And then let's say we want to relate this to the users. So what relationships are is when you have 2 different collections, you want them to relate in some way. So basically we have users, and a user could be a part of a restaurant. So let's say the owner of the restaurant. So if we want to create the owner of the restaurant, we choose relationship and then to users. And then now it breaks it down into plain text. You have a one to many, a many to one, and then a many to many option here. And then it breaks it down in plain text just to show you exactly what that means. So you have a user can have multiple restaurants and a restaurant belongs to one user. A user can have one restaurant and a restaurant belongs to multiple users, or a restaurant can have multiple users and a user can have multiple restaurants. In this case, we're doing the owner of the restaurant, so a user can have multiple restaurants, but a restaurant belongs to one user. So if we're replacing this word user as owner, a owner can have multiple restaurants, and a restaurant belongs to one owner. So we're going to go and select that one and hit done. And then we're going to make sure we rename this as owner. So we know that this, because if you have multiple user types related to restaurant, you're going to want to be able to find that and know which one belongs to what. So now we have owner. As soon as I add that, you can see here that restaurants is automatically added under users. So now when you have a user, you can see all of their different restaurants. I can make a list on, their profile screen or something to display all the different restaurants within that. So yeah, so that's a basic overview of what the database is on Adalo. So yeah, if you have any questions, pop them in the comment section, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with another one. Thank you.